Hello everyone and welcome back to FTRL for what is week 2 of our new season, season 24 here at FTRL, and we have got something a little bit different this season. It's week 2 of our super formulas. Before we get to that though, we have got our Porsche race as well. Both around Monza this evening. Monza no chicane for the first one with the Porsches, and then the super formula race has that dreaded chicane in it at the first corner. Joining me this evening is Mr. Aaron Taylor. Hello, Aaron. Oh, he's not there yet. Oh, he might be joining us a bit. He is there. Oh,
I just wanted to make you look stupid.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Hello.
Hi, Zach.
So super formulas this evening, which we both have a little bit of experience of. Before we get to that though, we've got the Porsches as reverse championship order from the Porsche race last week. Who won the Porsche race last week? You were commentating. Who was it that won it last week?
Was I?
I think so. Maybe you weren't. No, you may actually. I don't think you were you? It was Joker actually. I think it was Joker actually.
Yeah. So don't bring me into it.
Yeah, never mind, apologies. It was Joker. So we'll be reverse championships. So whoever finished first last week in the Porsche race will be lining up
I'm
at the
pretty
very
sure
back.
Tom won it.
Tom, so he'll be at the back.
I'm fairly sure Tom won it.
Whoever's at the back will be at the front, like last night. And yep, there is no chicane in the first race, so you don't have to brake. Don't do a Jonesy and brake for the first chicane. It's not there. Good evening in the chat. We've got lots already. We've got Derek, we've got Owen, we've got Jordan, fresh off his darts yesterday evening. Yeah, so we've got Witchell this evening. Obviously we've got Tom. We've got a few people that are stepping in tonight. We've got Will from GT2, obviously. He raced last night, and we've got Sai, who won race 2 at Super Formulas. He is back tonight, and then I think the other one is Unsafe Release, which won the Porsches.
Well, Panda and Unsafe are filling in for the 2 GT1 teammates they had that are both left. So yep. I believe, if I'm correct in saying so, I believe Will's going to do both GT1 and 2 this season.
Yep.
Obviously, where he's able to not having to kind of practice lots of different things. I think he's quite happy doing that. And I will be just taking the other seat in GT1.
Yeah, you're back next week for the RC.
I will be back next week in GT1, yes.
Yeah, so Will, Sai and Unsafe do have the benefit of having done this race before, basically, yesterday night, and also having a lot more practice in the super formulas, which is obviously a massive help. As much as you can do, as much practice, it's not like the actual thing when you're actually racing in it. So they will have that extra bit of practice, and I think quite a few of them have already said in the super formulas they were going much quicker already than they went last night. So yeah, as much as they are GT2, don't be surprised to see a good few results tonight from these boys that raced last night. Oh yeah, I would still expect Witchell and Tom to be the front 2. Should be getting started, I think, any second now, to be honest, once we get underway. I think Tom is seeing if anyone else wants to join from GT2 quickly. Just pop that in the YouTube. If anyone's wanting to join, we've got a couple of spaces. This is the first proper look I've got at the liveries, to be honest, this season. Right, okay, here we go. Unsafe is starting on pole position. We've got Witchell and Tom obviously in the back row, as they were first and second last week. So we've got Unsafe Release alongside Graham, 8 laps. And as I remember, there is no chicane, so it's all the way around to cover Grande. 5 red lights even, and we are away. Unsafe Release has got a great launch. Graham not so good, and Captain Chubbs has already leapfrogged him up to P2. Unsafe Release though has got a great launch away, and he is off and running. As we head down now towards turn 1, blue flags up to P3. Graham's had a shocker down to P4. Pagani's in P5, then it's Lee P6, then comes Ross, who's side by side with Will. Someone's on the background, I think it was Tom, it was actually on the gravel on the outside there. Witchell in P11, it's SPY who's been demoted all the way down to the very back. Unsafe release is wide, very wide, and he's coming back on the track now. Captain Chubbs, though, sweeps through up to P1 from him.
Oh, massive contact.
Oh, who's that?
Lee Pagani and somebody else, Graham.
Oh,
all ended
Graham,
up colliding.
Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
I think it was just a lot of cars in one place and it didn't go, but...
Yeah, that would make sense. I think there was also... Unsafe release picked up a penalty for... He was very, very deep into turn 2 there. He's well off the track, but he managed to get back on, but he's lost 2 places, so it's Chubbs in the lead from blue flag. So
being truthful, I don't really know if there was much fault there. I think it might have been a lot of cars in one place, and it just
yeah.
It all just kind of went a bit wrong.
That corner, to be fair, doesn't ever go well when there's more than one, to be honest.
Unsafe has really cut the exit of Ascari. That could be a further penalty.
It is. So he's going to
some eyes for you, innit? Look at that. Don't get that with Crofty, do you? Okay.
He actually ended up serving the full second. I didn't realise that he was actually going to serve the second half a second as well.
If you're approaching, if you do get like a penalty on top of a penalty, you will just serve it.
Right, I get you. Tom's managed to get up all the way to P5, by the way. I don't know how he's managed this.
Yeah, what you don't know about Tom is he pays people in advance. He texts people and just being like, he moans at you before the race has started, saying how he should, it's like with this sense of entitlement that he's got. And he just basically bores people into letting him past. It's really irritating.
Well, Pagani, he is, I don't know whether he's slightly still intoxicated, but he is in P10 at the moment. He was out earlier this afternoon, but he is managing P10 at the moment, so he's doing well. He's got SPY behind him. Graham, unfortunately, is way off the back now after that contact. But Chubbs leads us into lap 2. We've got Sai just behind. There it's Well, so Sai just picked up a second penalty. So is Well. Both of them have cut the chicane. That is going to drop them behind Tom, behind James, maybe even behind Ross as well. The penalty is extremely costly around here. Witchell on Lee, and he's got him. Lee is wide there, and it's down to P9 for him. It's unfortunate for him. Pagani, P10, then comes SPY. Still Graham down at the back. So Chubbs then is leading. He will be leading by a fair chunk as well, because Sai and Blue Flag and Well, both have a second penalty.
Yeah, that was all pre-rehearsed by Tom, like I said.
Yeah, he's going to go up to P2.
If you really pay attention to it,
as well.
It's all very convenient whenever Tom's behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
It's going to be a big old lead here for Chubbs, isn't it?
I've just seen the difference between Blue Flag and Panda. Panda decided to move right out the way of the... when he served his penalty, Blue Flag was absolutely not.
Well is off the track near enough here, so it's unsafe. It's kind of... pretty wide through Parabolica. Witchell's up to P6 at the moment. He's also got the slip from Ross ahead, so Weller's going to drop like a stone here, probably behind unsafe. There he is. Down to P8, so that has been extremely costly, that mistake there, getting that penalty. It's now four in a line here as Witchell tries to go past Ross. So here we go. And I think Ross has got a wee bit of a bump draft there from unsafe, so he's had to sit back in there.
Oh my god.
Someone's off. Who's that? It's Well. It's Well. Oh dear. That was too much extra speed. No, I don't know if I think it was just too much extra speed and he couldn't really hold it around the outside. Chubbs has picked up a penalty, by the way. Chubbs, got a second and a half lead. Don't pick penalties up. Well, it was the exact same as what Will and Simon did the last time around. It was the chicane.
Joking aside, it's very easy to do.
Yeah.
The second chicane.
You cut off
that
tiny bit.
That Demon Drive livery does look very nice, doesn't it, on Witchell? Very nice.
There's some very, very nice liveries. I must say, James Ovens is very bright. That silver. It's very shiny. It's a nice livery, mind you. Witchell behind there in the Sim Demon car. As Captain Chubbs is going to serve this penalty. Is he going to be ahead of Tom come Parabolica?
Oh, Lee very wide out of a
I just saw that in the background there. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's Tom, though. It's going to take the lead. And Simon, Blue Flag is just there.
Oh. I wonder whether there's going to be any contact there. I don't know whether he outbroke himself, but Chubb's done well to hold on to P2.
He needs to stick with Tom here now. He doesn't want Tom to get away from this. Well, Tom's done a cracking job from back of the grid to get to P1. Witchell is down in P5 in the moment, so he's...
Well, don't discard blue flag. He drove really well last night.
Yeah.
And he seems to have found his form.
Yeah, he seems to have found a bit more in this Porsche than he did last night.
Working with Chubbs. You're going to push Chubbs back into the lead, but with the overspeed, if Chubbs can be able to hold it, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, he's going to sit behind, I think, here. Right, here we go into the chicane. Oh,
Oh,
sides, have a
blue
look!
flag.
Oh,
Won't need a second invitation. No. Oh, that fighting's allowing Tom to just pull away.
That was...
Blue flag fancies this.
He does. I don't know if has Chubbs got a penalty as well? No, he's not actually.
No.
He's got away with it.
A little bit of lean and bop.
Yeah. Side by side for
Go
two
in
Lesmos.
again. Yep, Chubbs might go up. No, he's alright.
It's going to allow everyone to catch up though, because...
Yeah. Tom's pulled nearly a second through the two Lesmos there.
You can't really go side by side through the Lesmos and kind of keep the speed, because you can't get on the power as early because you've got someone alongside you. So...
Well, Owen's tipping James to win. I do think now Tom's in the lead, Tom will probably just run away.
I know, James is P4, he's having a cracking race.
Oh no, he is.
Right
on cue.
Yeah, that was commentator's curse right there. That was
Ross P6, Pagani and Lee going side by side. P7 unsafe, got a 1 second penalty in 9th.
Lee and Pagani, so he's winning out of this one at a Parabolica. Pagani at the moment, and he sits behind.
Something's happened to SPY, he's right back there with Graham now.
Oh, so he has. He's out 2-minute-1 last time around, that'll be it.
Unless he's very kindly just fallen back to give Graham some slipstream.
Give him some company. 1.5 clear, Tom is now.
Yeah.
So it's whether the guys behind try and work together to close up, or whether they just keep fighting, to be honest. Now, Witchell has got past James. James had that awful exit to Ascari. Oh, blue flag's going round. I think that... Chubbs is off!
Run wide. Massive contact with Witchell.
He's crashed Witchell. Oh dear.
Massive contact.
Oh, the teammates from last season. It's all come crumbling down.
Controversial, Dave. Oh dear. Was there any contact between blue flag and Chubbs?
No.
Or did Chubbs just run wide?
Once again, exactly the same as what happened with Will. It's on the outside and they cannot carry the speed, and it just drags them right out. It was an exact replica of what happened to Will.
Humongous contact.
It was a big old one, wasn't it?
Oh,
James is getting past sight. Blue flag is not a good run for it.
Has he got enough to sit in front? Yeah, he has.
So yeah, all of a sudden Oven is now up to P2. James is having a cracking old race here. See if we can hold on now. We've got Ross in P4 now. Ross is much more comfortable in the Porsches than he is. Oh, Pagani's... where is he off to?
Half-second penalty. To be fair to Pagani, he's recovered really well after that earlier incident.
He has.
Unsafe just outside of the range of these guys, but if they keep driving like they're driving, Unsafe will be back there in no time.
I mean, he did win last night. Unsafe in this car.
Yeah.
Yeah, good race. Witchell's with well. He's just got past him.
To be fair, Tom 1 second penalty. Not
that
that's
Witchell's off the track.
Too much.
Oh, he's back on. Parabolica, very wide.
Yeah, Tom 1 second penalty, so that's going to bring it down. But if you look at these guys, they're all side by side again. So, and I imagine Ross will probably just try and interfere to slow them down a tad to allow Tom to run away. Then again, it's Ross. I doubt he'd do that for Tom.
This battle between Well and Witchell is getting interesting here as we had God's Cover Grande. Witchell trying to hold it around the outside. Oh, he's going for it. Witchell's held it all the way around the outside and he sweeps through it. Move up to P8. Oh, Ross, this is looking interesting. I
can only imagine the grunting that's going on out of Blue Flag's nose right now.
This is interesting. 5 cars separated by half a second.
If you wanted to sum up a picture of racing against FTRL Blue Flag, it is this.
Yeah.
Go on board with him and look backwards. This is what it's like.
Boss, isn't he? He's an absolute boss.
Horrific. And just to clarify the point, I was sat in his house directly next to him doing a league race once, and he still defended like that against me whilst I was sat directly next to him. The man has zero shame, and he will do it regardless of who you are. So,
do you remember Spa when we were having that season finale? And
of course I do.
I kept spinning beside you. I was like, I even let you go at one point. I was like, I can't be honest.
Unsafe is now with these guys 1 lap later, so it just shows you how slow this train's going.
James has been kind of sandwiched there between a Pagani and Ross sandwich, which wasn't.
To be fair, I can think of worse things to do. I mean, it just shows you, had there not been incidents, look how close all of these guys are.
Oh yeah, it's mentally close.
Cracking race. Because from Whittle back, everyone's had incidents. I mean, even they're all together now as well. Well, nearly.
Right, okay, Pagani and James, this is the battle here with Ross in the background. Cover Grande, here we go.
Oh, small contact. No, they're okay. Pagani, that's close.
That's what I mean, though. You need to be right on the inside. I feel like some of them are really being a bit risky with their middle, kind of holding the outside. Pagani
breaks later than James.
He's going to compromise his line,
but
yeah. Big old slide. James is having a look now. Pagani goes defensive.
Cover. Yeah.
He's going to try and hold it around the outside though, James, but I don't think he's going to manage that. Nope.
Nice little scrap.
It is. Two lovely liveries, Pagani and James. Lovely on those cars.
Yeah. Pagani likes the Caterpillar.
They're very classic, aren't they? Ross is looking. I mean, a bit an interesting look here at James, maybe down into Scary. Don't know if he'll manage that though. He's having a look. James holds on now. He's very ballsy going through there.
3.2, so he's losing time, only slightly.
Somehow Lee has managed to find himself up in P3, so he's enjoying himself at the moment. And he's not far off side either. He's well within slipstream range. There is only 1 lap left to go though, so if he's going to make a move.
Whitchell's pulled away from Chubbs and everybody, but he's not going to do anything with as fast as Whitchell is, and he's bloody fast at that. I don't think he's going to be able to do much with that 6.5 second gap in one single lap. So
I mean, both Blue Flag and Lee are a bit of a nightmare to get past, so this could be interesting if they manage to have a battle here.
Yeah, well, T. Smith is, providing he gets round his next couple of corners with no hiccups, and he's too boring to have any hiccups, then you would probably bet your house on him completing this as your race winner. The rest of it, because Blue Flag's got a mistake in him. Well, I mean, I love Simon dearly, but sometimes if he's
I think you might get a penalty for that there. That was well over the second part of the curve.
Yeah, look, see?
There we go.
Yes.
You called it, and I saw it instantly. I was like, a penalty. That is.
Insight.
He went right over the middle of the sausage curve, didn't he? He was just far too
ready
much.
for a saucy end to this race.
Now that's going to put him at the moment P3. However, Pagani is getting slipstream now, so he's going to close in. If Pagani can get a good exit, he's got a podium here.
Can I just say, by the way, right, I know this is an awful thing to say, and for those that don't know, Blue Flag Simon is literally one of my best friends in the world. I cannot wait to see what horrific shenanigans he tries to get up to here while serving his penalty, because he's going to do something so close to the line.
He's had a cracking exit, by the way, there.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to drop behind Lee and Pagani.
Is he going to start like weaving or blocking, or he's going to do something? I'm sure he is.
He's going to try. Well, he's down into P4. James might get him as well. Is James going to get him? Oh! James goes. He's got him.
That was.
Now here we go. It's Tom rounding the corner. He's going to take race win. However, it's behind. It's interesting. It's going to be Lee and Pagani taking the rest of the podium places. James P4. It all went wrong at the chicane for Blue Flag. Unsafe P6. Another good drive from him. Ross P7.
FTRL washed in 7th.
Whitchell's P8. So, and it's Will in P9. Then comes Graham, who managed to recover to P10 actually. He's got past Chubbs. And then SBY, he's had a bit of a shocker as well. Lap 3 was the downfall of him. And lap 8 as well. He's got a 156 in the last lap there. So what's happened to him there at the end? There we go though. Tom. Boring, wasn't it, in the end up?
Yes, I've literally just texted him and I've just said have a day off.
He flew at the end there. However, fastest lap did go to Witchell, a 150 flat. It's 150.2 there for Thomas as fastest. It was behind though. 6 temps covers the second to fourth, and a second, just over a second, covers the second to fifth there. So Lee, Pagani, James, and Blue Flag have ended the top 5. Unsafe did have a good P6.
Just jump in. It's Derek's just made a cracking point in the stream and said Lee and Pagani both went off on lap 1 after that contact with Graham, and they've recovered to second and third. So
they did indeed.
Yeah, so good spot, Derek. But no, I do agree. It was a very good drive from those guys. But it just shows you when you're in, the racing as close as it is. I know the guys were scrapping all the way through and slowing each other down and getting penalties and stuff. But just, you can have an accident, and if you don't lose your head, you can get right back in there.
Penalties are a big one here. Both of them never picked up any penalties, I don't believe.
I mean,
that's
slightly
massive.
Different for the Chubbs and Witchell incident because that was enough to kill a man. But that was just so
Witchell
unlucky.
Properly got caught in that.
But Chubbs was just so unlucky there, though. I think he just tried to hold round the outside and he just clipped that grass. And then poor old Witchell comes plummeting along and just gets ploughed into.
And that reminds me so much. I had the exact incident that they had with Goy in F1 before. It was a wet race, and Goy ended up in the middle of the track around Curva Grande, and basically it was wet, so I couldn't see anything. I just came up to him and smashed into the middle of Goy's car, Curva Grande. Exact replica. And Goy kept apologising for about 2 seasons afterwards. Which we needed the defibrillator, according to Derek. Oh, yeah, that's very true.
I'm winding Tom up, it's getting in his head. I said, people just move out the way for you, and he's just like... he's
Look, to be fair, 2 people did get penalties directly in front of him and just let him go. So, yeah. Not far off. Right, okay, here we go. A couple of minutes of Super Formula practice before our qualifying. Mediums for the practice, the qualifying, sorry, and then it is 1 set of mediums again for the race. And like last night, I would be shocked if we don't see anything other than 3 stops. It'll be 1 set of mediums, maybe a double stint on mediums if you can manage it, and then there'll be also some hard stints as well. It depends if you want a double stint on. It's basically the biggest dilemma that we have.
Well, this should hopefully be a bit of a corker, this one.
Yeah, I mean, the battle for the podiums was fairly interesting last night. There was a bit of strategy difference. Hopefully we'll get that again tonight. Maybe someone starts in the mediums, makes it a bit interesting as well. From memory, from what I've seen from practice, Witchell has been rapid. Chubbs has been fairly quick as well in the Super Formulas. So yeah, I genuinely think that there'll be quite a few of them here. We are expecting at the very least 29s, but I do think there's a few people with 28s in the bag. With the boost that you have in quali. It is one of those things though, you can come out of, if you get out fairly quick for qualifying, you can get 3 time laps in, just about, if you're one of the first few across the line. So it's one of those things of whether you do, I did a push lap, and then a cool down lap, then a push down lap, because you can't make 3 laps of the boost go, if you're fully using boost.
Yeah. Can I just say, whilst it's in my head, completely irrelevant topic, anybody that's coming to Alton Park in June for the British Touring Cars on the next FTRL meetup, I will be creating a group chat for everybody soon, so we can start making arrangements, because that's only just under 2 months away.
Yep.
So, and people have got travel arrangements to make, and we're all going to meet and stuff like that. So I will be doing that. I know Derek has asked the question before, so it's just jogs my memory. But yeah, I'll get that done over the next couple of days. So yes.
The unfortunate thing for me for that, I'm on holiday, so I'm actually down south, further away from that. So it's one I'm missing this year, and it's actually it's the closest one I've got as well, other than Knockhill.
So it's literally 40 minutes away from me. That.
Yeah, I know. But I think we said at one point we will do either. Is Croft not up northeast somewhere?
Croft's up just outside Newcastle.
Yeah, so Croft's close to me, and obviously Knockhill, but Knockhill's a trek for everyone else.
I've always, to be fair, there's a few of us that would actually do Knockhill. I know Lee would. I
know Tom would as well. Tom's been up there as well before.
Yeah, I think quite a few of us would do it. It's just one of those ones that we'd probably have to decide Like,
well, yeah.
you know, we'll do that next year, next season, if that makes sense.
I think it'd be one. There'll only be 5 or 6 of us, wouldn't there? I don't think it'd be one. There'd be.
Yeah, but it's not a massive place, so I think that would be fine.
Yeah.
But
No, Kel's a lovely track.
I want to a couple of things to address, Zach. First of all, it's the Grand National tomorrow. So, any tips? Who have you got for the Grand National?
I was talking to Ross about this earlier. Actually, I've got Cocoa Beach and Meeting of the Waters.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my 2 for the Grand National tomorrow.
Nice.
What have you got on?
Well, I've got a couple down. So, I've got a couple of outsider bets. One's Glenn Gooley, who's I've got down each way. So 66 to 1.
Ooh.
But I reckon could go pretty well. I've got Statler as well, 50 to 1. But then I've got a couple of the top runners. I like the look of I think it's Panda Boy.
Oh, I had a look at that.
Yeah.
My best thing at the moment actually is the Masters. I put Max Homa on at 50 to 1, and he is currently second place.
Nice.
That gets into the end of day 2, so that's great.
There's plenty more of those, and also moving on to more relevant topics. I want your top 3 in order for this race.
Top 3 in order. I'm going for a Witchell win on this one. And then I'm going to go for a Chubbs P2 and a Tom P3. So Witchell, Chubbs, Tom is my top 3 for this race. Good evening, Fickerdane. Still one of my favourite names.
Yeah, Derek's gone with Cormac Rambler. I mean,
Scottish runner.
I understand. Last year's winner as well.
Yeah. Lucinda Russell.
Yep. Well, I think Witchell's going to win. I think Tom's going to be second, and I think it's going to be quite close. I'll probably be proven wrong, but oh well. And in third is now. I really don't know. I mean, James really performed well last week at Autopolis.
He did. He had a good race.
He's an outsider, Jadon. Yeah. SBY, he's very fast, but again, occasionally can have a little slip. Pagani's Pagani. He's pretty quick. Blue Flag smashed this race last night. Oh, I'm going to go Witchell first, Tom second, and I'm going to go SBY third.
Oh, SBY, nice. SBY's always got a good race in him.
Yes.
I've seen it last season. Oh, what was his win last season? It was like 30, 40 seconds, something like that. Some mental one.
Sorry, I was lying about my Grand National. My favourite that I have had money on for quite a while is Limerick Lace. It's now down to 8 to 1, but I got him at 25 to 1.
Oh, did you? Very nice.
Yes.
I must say, I was hoping for Hewitt to be in it, but unfortunately, they decided not to take him. But I did have Hewitt on the 26th.
Racing tomorrow.
Yeah, he is on the hurdle.
Yeah. But he's not. Hewitt's not that great on
hurdles.
Like soft. Well, no,
he's not great on soft, and he's not great on hurdles.
Ground.
He usually does chases. So he's not great on hurdles.
Ross loved that horse. God, Ross swears by him.
Yeah, I had him in the King George, and he was last until the final half a furlong and won it.
Right. Anyway, qualifying.
Yeah. Talking about horses now. Right, I think everyone's obviously out on the mediums. This will be their little out lap, and then they've all got a full tank of boost. The ones that I said at the front kind of half will have enough for 3 laps of 3 time laps. However, the boost will not last 3 laps, so it's whether they do what I did last night and the second lap don't use any boost. Should have that for the last lap. It just depends how they want to work it. Lee is going to be first, obviously, because he's lobby host. So he's first out. We've got Tom, the 2 Ferraris behind.
Which are very aggressively warming up them tyres.
To be fair, you do need them. I mean, I never had the grip in the first lap either. I got the grip in the last lap. But it does take a lap on these. Getting really warmed up. Now, Lee is already using the boost here. Starting his lap. Here comes Tom. Getting to about that 179, 180 mark. Usually down the straight. Here comes Lee breaking into turn 1. Misses the apex slightly. Does get it turned in, but yeah, he did miss the apex slightly. Ross is getting slip off his teammate here.
Which had a lovely first chicane.
He's using a lot of overtake as well. He's going for it here. Now Lee's heading around Curva Grande now, heading into the second chicane. He can brake about just about 100 here, get into about third gear. Most people take it in. He's down to second quickly, Lee, and then he up just a third. Tom is backed off behind Ross now, and Witchell
is flying.
However, he's now got
absolutely flying.
He's now got the dirty air though. Oh, he's nearly off. He's got the dirty air, Tom in front now, so that's not going to help him. Oh, Lee's round.
Can't park there, Lee.
I know, Witchell is getting a little bit of slip now, but that's not going to have helped his lap. Witchell, he's got that dirty air right at the point where it's horrible, which is round the Lesbos.
Yeah.
However, it's not too bad round here, and then he's going to get a... Oh, unfortunately, it's kind of all went wrong here, hasn't it? Now, I think Ross is going to back off and let Witchell through here. Now, Witchell is going to go for this... I think Witchell's going to complete this lap, and then he might do what I did last time and not use... Oh, no, he is going to go use the overtake.
It's a shame, because that was a stormer from Witchell, that.
It's a 29.981, however, there's a lot of time in that. Chubbs, there we go, let's say 29.3. And then Witchell is going to go for this second lap and use the boost. So he's not going to go for a cooldown lap. So Witchell again, and he's going for another lap. Unsafe release has had a 31.2. There's a lot of people that this first lap I think they've used as a kind of warm-up lap. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Like an extra warm-up lap, really. Because they've not really got the time, which actually probably is a smart decision actually, just going for 2 push laps afterwards. However, Chubbs
from Lee, 2:04.
Yeah, this is going to be his first proper lap, Lee, now, so keep an eye on him. It doesn't look fully planted round turn 1, Lee.
Oh, Witchell's gone.
Oh, is he? Oh, so he has. See, that's kind of ruined Witchell's. This has ruined Witchell's qualifying here. Because he should have done what I said, that he should have had a back-off lap and then pushed the last lap, but he's used nearly all of his boost now.
Well, Chubbs has got no overtake left.
And Witchell's only on a 29.9, which is not massively quick. At all.
Yeah, Chubbs has 0 overtake left now.
Witchell's not done this well at all here. Witchell could find himself down the back end of the top 10 here at this rate. Now, what's Lee on here? He's using overtake a lot. This is his first proper lap, Lee.
Chubbs, is he going to improve? No, he's not.
Now, and Witchell's only going to have a tiny bit for his last lap. 30.9 for Tom. They're all struggling here, by the way. None of them are really setting...
Just using his overtake now, I think.
Laps. 30.1 from Will. That's more like it from Will. SPY 30.7. But we're still... I'm not really in the 28, 29s that I expected at the moment. Maybe it's all going to come at the end. 30.1 for Lee, so that's a decent lap from him up to P3. But Witchell's on another lap here, but he's got no... this is just sheer pace from Witchell now. It's nothing to do with boost.
34-second improvement for Lee.
Yes, just a bit there.
Solid.
James, 51.2, he's down in P10. Blue flag's on his last lap and he's using the boost now. This is...
Well, Witchell's got nothing left.
There's all blue flags got now. He was in a... I think he set a 31.2 last night, so we'll see how he gets on. No, 30.2, not 31.2. A 30.2.
Witchell's definitely going to improve. I'm pretty sure he's going to improve.
I'm intrigued to see if Blue Flagger can get any better than he done last night. Will's got a bit better. Will was in a 30.3 last night, so he's got a 30.1. Lee's going to have that 30 as his
No, he didn't.
best lap.
Witchell.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
29.7
up
for
to
Tom.
second. But Chubbs has got some gap at the front at the minute.
29.3.
Oh,
There we go, marginally. That's a proper 7 to 8 tenth improvement from last night. Blue flag, SBY down in P9.
I mean, just over a second separating the top, what, 10, 11? 10?
There we go. So 29.3 is the pole lap from tonight. 29.3 for blue flag as well. That is a solid 8/9 improvement on what he did last night. Tom, P3 29.7, Witchell 29.9. There's a humongous amount of time in Witchell's lap. But yeah, Ross will be thrilled at P5. Quality in these. Lee P6. That's about the same time as last night. Wells a P7. That's about 10 for 2 quicker than Will went last night. So Will's got an improvement as well. Pagani P8. Then there's SBY P9. Unsafe P10. Ooh, James and Graham. What's happened to them?
She probably just couldn't hook it up, I reckon.
Oh, that's an unfortunate quality for James and Graham there. They seemingly have not got a lap together at all. And end up. There we go. I think there's going to be a lot of people there in that quality that are thinking what could have been. Because there was 28s in practice.
Yeah.
And there's a 29.3 as your pole position time. So there's a lot of people that will have a lot of time missing there, I think. There we go. But Psy nearly getting pole. That's a...
Yeah, some statement from him.
That's a close one, that is. There we go. Ross will be thrilled with a 30 point, a 30 flat. That's a very, very good time from Ross there. Considering he's not enjoying these super formulas, that's mega. Yeah, I think Witchell is one of the biggest losers in that, because he done a 29.9 and he got held up a God knows how much in the middle and latter part of the lap. There's easily a second in that lap. So interesting. That one. Well, now we've got an interesting one. Who's going to start on hards? Who's going to start on mediums? Is Captain Chubb's going to do what I did last night? He is starting on the front. Will he start on mediums? Right, here we go. He is. Chubbs is on mediums. So is Witchell. So here we go. 30 laps ahead of them. Let's hope they remember there's a chicane at this first corner on this. Captain Chubbs then 5 red lights, starting us off on pole, and we are away. Chubbs got a half decent start there, and he's off on those medium tyres. Tom's got a great launch though on those hard tyres. He's into P2 and he's having a look at Captain Chubbs down the inside. There goes Tom into turn 1. Captain Chubbs on those medium tyres is unfortunately, he's going to get shuffled into P3, and it's Tom on P1. I don't think Captain Chubbs used any boost off the line, which probably would have helped him. However, he's got past blue flag immediately, and he's up to P2. He's now using boost, and he's going past T. Smith into P1 here as we head towards the chicane. Tom's going to brake later than them all, and he's going to take P1 again. Chubbs back down to P2, Witchell P3, there comes blue flag and Ross in P5. Then comes Lee. It's side by side between Will and Unsafe for the first Lesmo. And Will wins out there. It's Pagani P9, and then down the back Graham's P10. We've got James in P11, SBY's down in P12. Witchell's been shuffled back down to P5 now. He's on the mediums.
Yeah, 1.8 second gap between second and third already. So there's obviously, or you can
Chubbs
tell, blue flag leading that group.
Chubbs needs through here. He's on the mediums. He is. He 100% needs to get a move on here, because he doesn't want to get stuck behind someone on hards for a while, because he needs to use these mediums up. Use their advantage.
Pagani was just having a wiggle coming out of Ascaria. It looked like an intentional wiggle at someone. Oh, he's just had a bit of contact with James. Oh, that's SBY. That's my pick for a podium right there, everyone. That's him right there.
Oh, he span it Parabolica. That's interesting. I don't think we saw anyone spin it Parabolica last night. That must have been contact induced, you would think. That car is very planty through that section, so. Oh, James has got a good run on Pagani. Oh, who's that? That's Lee. He's off. He's on the inside
Lee
of turn
did that
2.
in the practice laps as well, I think. I'm pretty sure I see him drop it coming out the first chicane.
Ah, dear. You do. It can be a bit twitchy out of that turn 2, to be honest, but. is not going to help Lee. He's way down now. He's got to come back to do here. Well down in P10. He's got James and Pagani. Having a good wee battle with them. Graham in P7. Then it's unsafe. Oh, unsafe moment in the second exit the second Lesmo there. A big moment there. Chubbs is still behind Tom. Now that's interesting. I don't know how Tom has managed to keep Chubbs behind here. Chubbs really needs to get a move on.
Chubbs has used a lot of overtake as well, considering it's a 30-lap race.
Yeah.
He's nearly used a quarter by the end of lap 2.
I'm surprised
Blue
he's not
flag
managed
has
to get past.
his.
Because
Ross hasn't. Witchell's only got a quarter left as well. Has used about a quarter already as well.
oh, he's through past Ross there at Parabolica.
Ross hasn't touched his again.
It does surprise me that Tom has managed to keep, because Chubbs is quick, as we've seen in quali, he is quick, and he's those medium tyres doesn't seem to be.
I mean, dirty air is difficult, I must admit, in these super formulas. And obviously there's.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've got the luxury of overtake and stuff, but
it's the Lesmos that are difficult with the dirty air around
that sort
here.
of middle sector in general.
Yeah, it's the rest of the lap, like Ascari and all that's fine. It's literally just the Lesmo does feel like you're turning a bit of a boat at times for the first one. Oh, Chubbs is through. What's happened there? I don't know if he just got a monster run and used a lot of overtake. I think he has.
Yeah, he's used a lot more of his overtake.
Oh,
Blue flag again has barely touched his.
Chubbs went very, very much on the inside of that Lesmo. Too much, to be honest. And he lost a bit of time. However, Tom's not had a great run. And that has allowed Blue Flag and Witchell to start closing in. Now, Witchell's also on the mediums. Blue Flag's on the hards. Witchell is getting through here past Blue Flag. Now, Sai, I think, probably knows Witchell's not really his race, to be honest, at the moment. Especially because he doesn't really know this, but Witchell is on the faster compound as well, so. Witchell will definitely be looking to get a move on. He needs past Tom ASAP. I mean, my top three are in the top three, however, wrong order at the moment.
Mine aren't.
31.4 last time around there for the medium on Tom's. We're oh, was a bit of contact there? Turn one. We are getting there with the mediums times now. That was about what I think the average was on mediums. It's contact between Witchell and Tom here. Quite a bit of contact actually. From Curva Grande. What was going on there? Oh,
Tom going back at him. Tom's absolutely fallen for that bait. I don't know why he's done that.
He's especially because he's on the faster compound. I don't know if Tom's lost his head a bit there or something.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know whether he was reacting to something. I don't know, but it was silly from Tom. That didn't need to do that.
Because suddenly Chubbs has got a 2.3 second gap out front.
Yeah, Tom's lost a good amount of time this lap from that, and he's now got blue flag all over him, which is not what he wants.
The only thing I would say about running the mediums, from what I noticed, is that at the end, the people that are running mediums at the end do have a bit of an advantage because they've had that full race of getting rubbered into using the super formulas, and so when you use those mediums at the end, they were in the 30s, some of them. Whereas I feel like if you do use them, I've either used them at the end instead of the start, I would have probably been in the 30s instead of being in the 31s. So that's the thing Chubbs and Witchell are going to have as well here, is they're doing what I was doing and in the 31s, but if they used them at the end, they'd probably be in the 30s. And they really do need to get away and scamper here. Need a 5 to 10 second gap before these go on the mediums.
Yeah. Gentle reminder to everybody in the stream, please do give it a like for us, much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Now Chubbs there is again doing a personal best, so he is starting to get into those low 31s now, so he's flying along. Blue Flag is doing a stellar job as well in P4. 33.1 and was his fastest so far in lap 2. And he is on a personal best at the moment. Ross is down in P5, then we've got Unsafe. Graham's had a decent opening stint so far, 33 flat last time around, so that's a decent lap time. Then we've got James and Will. I must say, it is something it does take a bit of adjusting to, trying to get used to the super formulas again after using the Porsches. So
yeah,
different.
I mean, I suppose we can address that ever so slightly. I know that there is, there sometimes can be a small bit of commotion and stuff. I know that it's divided opinion, let's put it that way, the changes that have been made this season. All I'll say is it's a really difficult job trying to, we take on the feedback from everybody every season and all this other stuff, and a lot of people want to try something new, completely different, some change. Super Formulas have genuinely been mentioned a lot. We wouldn't have just said Super Formulas and plucked the idea out of the hat.
No, we've always had a go at them,
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the feedback that we were saying about what cars you'd like to use, a lot of people have expressed interest in that before. It's one of those things, it was either going to work or it wasn't. We've seen some brilliant racing, we've also seen some big gaps in the racing. It's not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. I think it's just, hopefully people can recognise that we are just trying to do something different. We are listening to people. Not everybody's going to share the same ideas, and we've done 24 seasons of Gran Turismo, and we've added a lot of variety into what we've done, but never changed too much the sort of standard of cars that we've used. So we understand that, it might not be for everybody, and you might get some gaps some weeks, other weeks might be really, really close. They do happen every season, but it's difficult when... it's difficult to try and implement something that everybody's going to be happy with. All we ask is that stick with us. We are creative. We do try and listen to everybody's feedback. If these don't work, then it's not something that we'll rush to do again anytime soon. But
exactly.
Just stick at it. We love and appreciate everybody. I know there's been a couple of little wobbles of late, myself included. Everybody has other areas of life where things might get on top of them, and sometimes can take that out in weird places, and that's exactly what I've done and other people have done. And it's hard when you put so much work into something and then you feel like everybody dislikes it or whatever it might be. Sometimes you get your guard up, and that's what causes a bit of conflict and stuff, as Graham spins, just to piss off everybody even more. But no, that's all I wanted to say. So I will say no more on the matter. There's no hard feeling between anybody and whatsoever. Super Formulas are difficult. They're so different to the norm. And they're so different to the norm. But listen, this is what we try and do. We've got a lot of people that love F1 and have come to GT from F1, and it's a way of giving these a bit of a go. There's so much variety to what we can try and do on GT. We're just simply trying to spread our wings ever so slightly, and we're not always going to get it right, but parts of this will be great, other weeks might not be. But listen,
I mean, and there are different weeks coming up in the season as well, where we're doing kind of F1 style qualifying and things like that, and things that make it, that are going to do it. We've only had 2 weeks of Super Formulas, and I think, as you say, aspects have worked really, really well. I think some of the racing, I mean, especially the first week, it was at times maybe difficult to watch at times for some people, because it was maybe messier than people have become used to, but that was because none of them have really used these cars before, so it wasn't maybe as clean as what we're usually seeing, because it's such a different car. However, I think last night was much better in terms of the racing and things that seemed to happen, like watching the stream. So I think it will only get better as well as the season goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ultimately, the like we've said on many of occasions, it's about the people first, the racing second. Obviously, we all have the similar, passion and hobby and everything in all of this, and that's ultimately why everybody's together and shares that on a weekly basis. Now, when you've got a community of 40, 50, 60 plus people, it's hard to keep every single person loving what we've done, as Chubbs has dropped it out of the second. There's the race leader on the lap he was coming into the pits has lost all of that hard work. We will go back to the racing in just a second. I'll just finish this final point. But ultimately we want people to enjoy themselves, and we'll try our very, very best to do that, and that's ultimately what it's there for. And a lot of the time when there can be little bits of, I don't know, tension or whatever it is, which is few and far between. I know we've had a couple of wobbles in the last couple of weeks, but on the whole, it's because we all care about it a lot, and sometimes that's hard for people to see, is that we're defensive because we try so hard to make everybody else love it, and they're defensive because they want to love it but they can't because they don't like something at the minute. If we all put our heads together, we can make something great, and that's exactly what we'll try and do. So final point, but hopefully everybody can come in with a fresh mindset next week, and yeah, we'll just enjoy it for what we can. But love you all, everyone, even Mike.
This is an interesting one, and I think this has been a mistake on Witchell. Why Witchell has decided to do a double stint when his tyre wear is quite as bad as it is interesting, because his tyre wear is pretty shocking, and he's got a full stint to do on these medium tyres again.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact. I mean, he can only use one set of mediums, can't he? So he's probably just. I mean, what I will say to you there, Zach, is, who are we to question Witchell?
Very true. I mean, there's a good chance he's going to pull this off.
He's so much faster than both of us.
Yes.
It's like, Witchell, if he wants to do that, then
fair enough.
Let him do it.
I don't know how his pace is going to be on those last few laps, because that rear left already doesn't look pretty.
I'll tell you what the difference is there, Zach. To Witchell, he's probably thinking to himself, I need to just slightly look after my left tyre, my rear left tyre. Whereas me and you are thinking, this is an absolute disaster. We can't drive this car like that. So that's the difference in mindset and ability, I think. Yeah,
I mean, because I had less tyre wear than that when I came in after lap 7, when it's much less tyre wear, and I was like, there's no way I'm double setting this. No, not happening. Which was like, no, it's fine, I'm just going to go again. No way I'd be driving that on this.
Poor old Chubbs. I mean, he's come back out in P5 and he's got Ross, Blue Flag and Tom in front of him, not a million miles in front.
They're all double stinting, that's why they've gained time on him.
Yeah, but it's a shame because he was in a really good spot there. But I mean, Chubbs will be the first one to tell you he's done this long enough. He did it in F1 as well. He was so quick. But occasionally he would have a bit of a drop it moment somewhere, and if he finds a way to just lock that part in, then he'll be right up there every single week without fail, with your likes of Tom and your Witchell and Mike.
I think the one other thing with the Super Formulas is that it's slightly difficult is division pace, because these are different. These cars are different, and I think we've seen some people have excelled at these, other people struggle a little bit more with them. And that has been, for example, you've got Blue Flag, who's, of his own admission, didn't have a great season last season in GT1, and is absolutely flourishing in these cars, and is currently running
he tends
P3.
to be good one season and then have a pretty poor season the following, so he's like the West Brom of FTRL, isn't he?
And unsafe at the moment. He's currently P6 now. I think that's better than what he was running in GT2 last night, because I think he had a spinner at the early stages. So,
yeah, I mean, what was unsafe is had a massive layoff, so he's only just coming back into it, isn't he? But I'm just so pleased to see him back as he goes into the gravel. Yeah. Sorry, unsafe.
Apologies.
Yeah, I'm just so pleased to see him back. He's somebody that he's such a popular figure, and I think one of the top 3 or 4 people that genuinely love and care about FTRL. Like, he's right up there with me. Hasn't he? Yeah, he absolutely loves it, and we love Unsafe.
I think he joined it round about the same point I joined, so that's back in 2019.
I was gutted that it wasn't you that had the break and he stayed.
Oh yeah, thanks. I did have a break around the same time, to be fair, as well. I had about 6 months off. I still did commentary, but yeah.
Wasn't long enough, you asked me.
Fair enough.
Well, no, to be fair, we need you for comms. You can stay.
Yeah, exactly. Who else is going to do it? Well, Witchell is still double stinting.
Contact! Unsafe and Panda.
Oh,
the teammates. I think Unsafe was going to let him through, and there was a little bit of a wheel bang between the two of them.
Yeah, so Will obviously having a bit of a better pace at the moment than Unsafe. Will was fairly quick last night. He had a spin, didn't he? Which I think did have a big old spin, and I think then he couldn't really catch up much, and he kind of got stuck in no man's land at one point. So I think Will would definitely take a P6 if he could at the moment in GT1.
Pagani's not had the best of races. He's currently 7.5 seconds off of P11. Little bit of inconsistency in some of his laps. It looks like lap 2 is where he's lost it all, because that was a 1:44. The rest of them have been 33s, 34s. So, yeah.
Now,
Pagani's
you're
not had the best time.
I mean, Tom is doing 32.5s, which is, yeah, which is kind of where you would expect him to be on the hards. He's marginally quicker than what kind of blue flag and all that I managed to do. He's on 32.5 actually last time around as well. But yeah, Tom's managed to do regular 32s. He's even a 31.81, which is, I don't think anyone managed a 31 in the hards last night from memory. I know I didn't get 31, so I think he's rapid on the hards. 31.81's at least 5 or 6 times, I think, quicker than anything that was on the hards last night. So that is some pace he's managing on those hard tyres.
I must admit, I'm impressed with how little overtake that Ross and Tom have used. They've both got like more than 3/4 left.
I was actually going to mention that as much as an absolute knob at times, he's massively improved, Ross, since he started on these Super Formulas. Because he'll be completely honest, see, when he started these Super Formulas, he was possibly one of the slowest out of both divisions when he first started using these Super Formulas. He couldn't keep it in a straight line. So to be running P3 at the moment on the hard tyres.
Yeah, Derek just said he bought the car at 7:30 PM last night, and by 10 PM he was starting to love it. Yeah, it does divide opinion.
I love them.
Some years ago on GT Sport, we got challenged to a Super Formula Championship against another racing league that we had a bit of a friendly rivalry with, and we did like a 7v7 championship, which was brilliant, and we very much outperformed them for the first few weeks, and then they brought in all of their top F1 guys and they just absolutely sweat the life out of it. So we've had some good memories in these cars. This was some years ago, around when GT first started for us.
Yeah, I think that was a year or so before I joined.
You, I think.
Yeah, it's before me. And that's saying something, because I've been here a long time now. A long time. Right, Witcher was still managing to actually kind of hold on with these times. He's still going quicker than Tom, even on these hard tyres. So I apologise, Witcher. I was a bit harsh, thinking that you'd made a really dodgy decision, but
although his rear left is literally...
I mean, he does have another lap to do, in fairness, so maybe I'm kind of saying it too early, because I think it's going to be this next lap is going to be pretty slow on these tyres. Oh, which was all
really wide. Jesus Christ, he's
I
pushing.
literally just switched off at the moment where I kind of saw him sliding. 32.6. So yeah, he's now kind of getting below the pace that Tom's now doing on the hards. So Tom just sits at 32.8 actually. Tom didn't have the best lap. I think this does give confidence though to people like that are going to reserve in GT1, because at the moment you've got blue flag, well land, unsafe all running together P4 to P6, which does give people confidence in GT2. I think if they do want to try a GT1 race, that you're not going to be massively adrift, because as I say, these cars are different and the kind of normal pace order can be slightly altered in these cars than normal.
Yeah, I must admit, now is the time where I'm slightly concerned for Witchell, because that time is coming down to Tom and he looks like he's intending to go for another lap.
Yeah, well, yeah, the option he has here is if he does have enough fuel for another lap. Now because if he does do this, if he doesn't do a lap here and he goes into pits, he's going to have to double stint 2 8-lap stints on the hards. Which I would actually rather think I would do at this point, because I don't think I'd want to go another lap on those tyres, I'll be honest. Yeah. Oh, go into the pits, mate. Yeah, he is. Yeah, there's no point trying to use another set of them, that's pointless.
So he's going to go 16 laps, I imagine, on these
double
hards. Yeah.
So it's 10 seconds a gap.
One tyre change. Yeah.
between Tom, and Tom still got the mediums to do. Now this is a very, very similar to what happened yesterday between me and Sai. I think the gap was slightly less though. Mine's and Sai was about 8 seconds, that span anyway. But
which I imagine will fill the car all the way up, but he's then going to come out in a lot of traffic. However, I think some of these guys will probably. I mean, nobody's really got less than a quarter of a tank, so I can't imagine anybody's going to pit right now. Whitchell's come out right behind Jadon, directly behind him. Someone's gone. SBY, it's my pick. Go on, Sean.
No, I do think we can do some learning from last night, because, I mean, I got beat by 13 seconds offside, but that was the spin. I think I'd have got beaten by about 5 or 6 seconds, even if I hadn't a spun beside. So I think Tom has got the... I still think Tom is going to win this at the moment, ahead of Whitchell, by a couple of seconds.
It depends for me. I think what will be the telling factor is when Tom decides to pit and in what sort of area he comes out. If he's got clean air, somewhere where he can just push and not have to worry about overtakes, I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah.
However,
we've not included Ross in this picture though. Ross is only 3.5 seconds off Tom, and he has just set a 31.8, which once again is faster than anyone went on the hards last night.
Yeah.
And he's just set a 32 flat now. God knows where Ross has found this improvement for in these super formulas. Humongous improvement. And Sai's done a good job as well. He's still in the kind of... Last few laps have been a bit all over the shop, but he's usually in the 32s, which is, again, quicker than he went most of the time on the hards last night, so...
Well, I think we're going to see Tom, Ross... So I think we're going to see a lot of pit stops at the end of this lap, I think.
Unsafe is starting to struggle here because Lee, who is quicker than the two in front of him, is managing to close up quite a bit behind, and he's now going for the overtake down the inside into the second chicane. Unsafe's going to brake later, however Unsafe's not going to be able to get that. Oh no, well, he has got it turned down, but then Lee does the undercut. There's a bit of a switcheroo
between those two.
Down the inside Lee goes. Unsafe's going to try and hold it round the outside.
Oh, Lee!
Oh,
you
no.
can't park there, sir.
Oh,
he's pulling in front of Whitchell.
Oh, Whitchell's got away with it.
That looked like there was contact, no?
No, I think it looked like there was on our screen, but looking at the time, there's not been any contact at all.
Oh, I thought that was twice in 2 races for Paul Whitchell.
However, unfortunately, can my team keep it in a straight line, please? We've had 4 spins already.
That's because they're off their nut on reggae sauce, that's why.
Yeah, Chubbs and Lee, come on, guys, keep it in a straight line.
Well, Pagani's working with Lee at the minute, by the looks of things.
Chubbs is in this lap, he's no fuel.
Right, where's Whitchell? Coming around the final corner.
He's already passed the start finish now.
Yeah, so he's going to come past Tom now, and Tom's still filling up. Right, okay. I'm just curious to see, is Tom going to have to get past anybody? No, Tom's got a straight run directly to Whitchell, and the gap is about 9 seconds, I want to say.
Now, very interesting is that Tom is only doing the 1 stint on the mediums. It's going to be the last stint. He's on the hards again. So he is only going to have that 1 stint on the mediums. He's 9 seconds off. Now, Whitchell first lap, 32.9. And considering that's his first lap, it's not bad because the hards do need a couple of laps to properly bed in. He'll be in the low 32s shortly, I'd imagine.
Question. Do you think Tom is going to use the mediums?
I think it'd be silly not to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying
I mean...
Because you know what he's like. He'll come out with something random. Like, I thought he might have...
I don't think he can close 9 seconds, though, on him. Like, I debatably would say they're very similar on pace round here. So I can't, for the life of me, see them making 9 seconds up if he doesn't. I mean, I may be wrong here. And the difference is Whitchell actually... If you notice, Tom's under fuel slightly, but Whitchell still has less fuel than Tom. So that gap's more like 6 seconds when you take into fuel.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there would be a world where Tom wouldn't use them. I was just sort of asking a question. Hello, Zom. Lord Zomlar of
is Lord
Leamington
Zom in?
Spa.
I do also think that this
GT needs to update their HUD. It would be great to see other cars on grid. How other cars are getting on with lap times. Yeah, I mean, it would. The trouble you've got is Gran Turismo typically was built as a single player game. So it's obviously, as time's progressed, it's become heavily multiplayer based, and GT Sport was a break off from the sort of numbered Gran Turismo series, like we're on Gran Turismo 7 now, but GT Sport was really a multiplayer Gran Turismo game. So it wouldn't surprise me if they release a new GT Sport, but Gran Turismo as a game was typically built as a single player game. So I think if they do anything extravagant like that, it would come in like a second format of a GT Sport, but I can't see a new GT game for quite some years now, unless they do
4 or 5
release
years.
a new sport one. Yeah,
I can't see it myself.
I can't see why we can't have 20 people lobbies,
Well,
20 person lobbies, because they do it in the online stuff. I don't get why we can't do it in multiplayer. Makes no sense.
Derek, to answer your question, you save about 3 seconds without saving tyres. However, the difference in lap times between the mediums to the hards is over a second. You can do, just taking their average lap times, Tom's average lap time in the hards is probably about 32.5. Yeah, I mean, if you take what I was doing last night, I was doing about 32.8 average. My average on the mediums is a 31.5ish. So it's about 1.3, 1.4 seconds on average, I would say, between the hards and the mediums. So I can't see Tom not using the mediums. I might be shocked, but I mean, what do you think? Going to use
What's
mediums?
that, mate?
Do you think he's going to use mediums?
I think he will, yeah. I think he... Looking at the difference in time, yes, Whittle's got a little bit less fuel, so he's typically going to be slightly lighter. But Tom is losing time to Whittle. I don't think there's a world where we can afford to not use them. So I was just... Really, when I made the point, it was more of just a talking point, really. I couldn't see a world where he didn't change over to them, but it was worth asking a question. But he's just gone wide into the gravel pushing hard, and he's lost about 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to be pushing quite as much, because if I'm genuinely being honest, I still think this race is incredibly similar to how mine and Size played out last night. Like, identical.
Yeah, Tom's looking a bit messy at the minute. He's lost a couple of seconds to
Yeah,
Whittle this lap by trying to go really fast.
He's went from a position where I think he probably had this race win under his belt to being in a position now where I think it's touch and go. He needs to get back in the groove here. You cannot do 8 laps full send, Derek. No, you definitely cannot. I did full send in the mediums and I got 7.3, I think it was, something like that, and that was full send. You cannot get 8 laps full send.
I mean, the front three are typically pretty good on their fuel and their tyres, all of them, so that was the reason why they are the front three, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I would say, probably, as a general thing for the last few seasons, I know that I think Lee and Rom and those guys had a really good last season, but I would say the front three, in no particular order as they are now, Whittle, Tom and Ross, are probably on paper the top 3 drivers in FTRL at the moment, I would say. I'd say in form based over the last couple of seasons. I know obviously you've got Pagani and Rom and those guys who are kind of on the cusp, but Ross's improvement is probably the best I've seen from anybody in FTRL for a very long time, and Whittle and Tom are just that kind of next level to everybody else. So, yeah, there's a reason why those guys are the front 3.
Yep. I mean, so far we've got Unsafe still in P6 now. Unsafe's given a helping hand, definitely, because Lee's had a couple of spins, SPY's had a couple of spins as well.
I mean, what about FaZe Potter? Well, the good thing is FaZe Potter stopped putting people into walls on straights and stuff now, so he's getting there. He's getting there. But no, I was quite impressed with him. Was it Grand Valley you did the other night in GT3? One of his races he drove really well in. There's definitely something in there with him. Just needs to keep going. What you guys have to consider, especially like yourself, Owen, and others that are just joining and getting into it for like the last season or two, is a lot of the people that have raced here have raced in it for, God, 10, 15, some even 20 seasons. There's a handful of us that have done every single season in GT. Like the likes of myself, Pagani, Blue Flag and others. So it takes a long time to really get up to the speed. I know a lot of people think that you'll sort of play it for a season or two, as Tom's gone wide at the second Lesmo again. A lot of people think that they'll just sort of play the game for a couple of seasons and then they reckon they can, you know, win GT3, GT2, whatever it is. But trust me, it's a lot harder than you think, and the standard in this league overall is bloody fast. Like, it really is fast. Yeah. It really is quick.
Tom is trying to kind of hold pace with Witchell, because Witchell, by the way, is flying on the hards. I mean, to do 4 or 5 consecutive laps in the 31s is ridiculous. So yeah, I think Tom's trying too hard, to be honest here. Ross is in an excellent position now, by the way. Look at his fuel compared to Witchell. And look at the fact he's on medium tyres. He's got one more stop to do, Ross, on fuel. And he's going to have to fill up a little bit, and he can still use those mediums again. Witchell's going to have to put on hards again. He's got to fill up tons. I think Ross is favourite for this race win.
Well, Witchell won't change his tyres, and Witchell will be in this lap.
Yeah, Witchell.
In the last lap, Witchell did a 32.5, Ross did a 31.4, so 1.1 second quicker than Witchell.
And the fuel difference as well, remember. And the pits as well.
Yeah.
If they both don't change their tyres. Ross is favourite now, I think, for the race win.
Ooh, I think it's close.
Oh, no, he's not anymore. Oh, no.
He'll blame you for that, Zach. Looking at the rest of the order, everyone's kind of close, as SVY's gone purple in the first sector.
Sai's just done a 31.7 on hards. Where's that come from?
A lot of the guys are kind of close together, but there's just a slight gap. A couple of seconds between each of them as they go.
Witchell's in. Now, Witchell's big thing here is he does not want to get held up behind someone who's got a lap or two to go.
I can't see him changing tyres. No, he's not. He's just refuelling. Tom's come in as well. So this is pretty much... Is Tom gonna... Tom surely puts the mediums on. Yeah. So on go the Speedy Boy tyres for Tom. However, I think he's given himself too much to do now. He's had a couple of very messy laps in there.
Witchell's come out behind Chubbs.
Very fast.
And he's going to have to overtake Chubbs as well. Because Chubbs has got probably got another lap to do after this, I would think.
Well, teammates last season, Witchell and Chubbs. So I can't see...
And now Witchell is... What's that? 13 seconds clear of Tom, but Tom's now on mediums. Mediums are, as I said, about 1.3 seconds quicker.
Yeah, Tom does have traffic.
And he does have traffic.
SWI will be in this lap. Panda probably won't be in this lap, neither will Unsafe, but they're a bit far ahead at the moment.
Yeah, so I think Tom's not going to have traffic actually to worry about. However, he needs on average 1.5 seconds quicker, which is not, I think, a little bit too much. It's 1.3 is the average, I would say, for mediums to hards. And to get 1.5 seconds per lap, I think is pushing it to the limit. And Tom has been a little bit twitchy at points and making the odd mistake. He cannot afford any of them. It's Ross I'm interested in. I know he made that mistake, but he's still doing well in his tyres.
So you're interested in him? I know you had a thing for him, Zach.
Oh, shut up.
Right, Chubbs is in. So Witchell has a
I'd
clean
say
run.
Wells in as well.
The gap is 19.3 seconds to Ross. Ross's last lap, 31.2, a personal best. You could be right, Isaac. But Ross has got to be flawless. He's already had a mistake at the second Lesmo, which seems to be the corner that's catching everybody out.
Is it the second Lesmo? Did you say there first?
I'm sure it was.
The issue with the second Lesmo is the inside curb, because a lot of people want to take it, and that inside curb does make you snap. I tried to avoid it after a few laps because it was scaring me, I'll be honest.
Right, T Smith 13.5 seconds behind Witchell, and he's got 6 laps to do that in. Well, 6.5 laps. Which, I mean, taking 2 seconds a lap out of Witchell just seems not
unlikely.
Realistic.
Yeah. The hards, don't get me wrong, the mediums are quicker than the hards, but not that much.
No. Well, Darling Rossi Poo's in the pits. Very good stint from him there. Pretty solid. His lap time's really good.
I think he's going to come out about 9-8 seconds behind Witchell, with 6 laps to go. And then Ross's advantage is he's got tons of overtake left. Witchell has bugger all.
Where's Tom? The Tom's not a factor. So he's got about 8 seconds to Witchell now. And
can I just say I said 9 seconds? It's 8.4. 8.3.
8.2, I can see there, line prick.
8.1, yeah, it's down, coming down even now. So he's got 8 seconds, he's got tons of overtake, and there's a tyre offset as well.
And 4 cats.
I've had 4 cats, and well, he's got lots of other animals as well, though. More than just cats. Lives on basically.
That, I told you.
Basically lives on a farm, does he not?
Yeah.
Everything.
His sister's got a
goat.
Pretty sure Ross's sister's got a goat or something.
Yeah, it's a goat.
Just random goat knocking about outside.
This is going to be tight, isn't it? It's got so much overtake to use.
I don't know. I would just, for me, this is just being genuine. If it was anybody else other than Witchell and possibly Tom, I would think Ross could do this, but this looks like it could just be a little bit too far out of reach.
Having said that, he's gained a second.
Seconds. Yeah, which he will do. He's pushing on, man, look at him.
Jesus Christ. He has got a lot of overtake. He's got 7 seconds and he's got 5 laps. He needs 1.5 a lap.
Probably not even that.
He needs Witchell to make a mistake. A little mistake,
if
not much.
Gets a penalty or has a wiggle or something. Ross needs a perfect performance here, and he needs Witchell to make a small error, I think, for him to have a chance. Looking down the grid, Graham's closing in on SBY, and Liam Pagani are still floating around at the back, unfortunately for them. Pagani has been out celebrating his birthday, and I will take the time to wish him a very happy birthday. It's his birthday on Sunday, then it is Lennon's on Monday.
Oh, God.
So I wish you both a very happy birthday, both incredibly long-serving FTRL members and even longer friends. Hope you both have a wonderful day.
How old's Pagani now?
Pagani will... I don't know what to say on stream. Pagani will be 48.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
No, Pagani will be... he'll be hitting the same age as me, 31.
Oh. 6.1 crossing the line, 4 laps to go. He needs a mistake from Witchell, really, doesn't he?
Yeah. So I'm saying I reckon he'll get down to about 2.5 seconds, something like that. I mean, he's absolutely flying, is Ross. He's giving this a go.
He's properly giving this a go, isn't he?
Witchell 32.7, Ross 31, but he's taking 1.2 out of him a lap, and he's got 4 laps left. So he'll have about a second
I'm wishing this to just get this battle in the last lap. I want it to happen because I think.
I know it sounds awful. I want Mitchell to even just a little half-second penalty or like a little wiggle, just something. Nothing
just
that's
going
to ruin
close,
the race.
yeah.
You know, and I'm not wishing bad on Mitchell. I love Mitchell. He's a good lad. I enjoy his company. I'm just saying, but for the purpose of enjoying a final lap showdown, just a small wiggle wouldn't go amiss.
Derek's put in the chat, yeah, that one mistake, if it comes to it, I think that one mistake cost him about 3 seconds. And that is going to be it. That is it.
Joking aside, it's...
However, I must say, he's had an absolute sterling first 2 sectors, Ross. And he is 2 temps up for the first 2 sectors. He's going to be on for a 30 point something. It's 4.8 seconds. He took 1.3 out in the first 2 sectors alone.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough. Honestly, it's going to be tiny at the end at this rate.
What you've got to consider is that Ross is on the medium, so the tyre wear is going to be worse. Coming into the race, he's not going to be taking that same amount of time out, which I wouldn't have thought. Great drive from Blue Flag P4, Derek says, yeah. Chubbs is closing down unsafe, who is also going well in P5. Panda in P7. There's a lot of good drivers in it. Ovens or Jadon's fortunes have slightly changed this week, but again, if you offered him the result he got last week and an average of, I don't know, probably about 6th or 7th in GT1, he probably wouldn't bit your hand off. Poor old Pagani. Pagani has been out on the old beverages today, so you do excuse him.
Ross is purple through the first sector. It's down to 3.5. He's absolutely flying. He's took out a second earlier on the first sector alone.
You can see him now as well.
He's right there.
You got to wonder what Witchell's thinking though, because as much as Witchell, he's won a lot of races and championships and stuff. You've got to be wondering what he's thinking, because he's going to see that time keep coming down.
It's all on the... Oh, Ross is round!
What a knob. What a knob.
He was pushing all the way around Ascari.
Yeah,
because he needed useless. That gap. He was absolutely flying. He was on course for a mid-30 lap. It was something ridiculous he was on course for.
Can we get a knob in the chat for Ross, please? Everyone write knob.
Oh my god. Genuinely, see with the pace he was going at there, he was going to catch him. He was going to catch him on the last lap. Oh, I mean, I'm absolutely devastated.
Joking aside, what an effort! Because I've not seen Ross drive like that for a long time. That was mad.
It was that lap. That lap was honestly ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that was
flying.
He's now might be under pressure from Blue Flag, because Blue Flag's going well. But honestly, my god, that lap. See if he'd have completed that lap. That was ridiculous. That was going to be a low 30. That was going to be like 2 seconds quicker than Witchell.
So if you look at SPY, 30.4, that is some lap.
That is, that's some lap.
It's a shame we weren't on board with that, but Witchell just needs to nurse it home. Tom's down to 5.2 with Witchell, but he's not going to be able to do much with that. Witchell's just going to have to just bring this home now. He's out of overtake. Tom's got a tiny bit left, and Ross just needs to bring it home himself. A cracking effort.
And Tom definitely could have won this. He had quite a few wee mistakes, didn't he, that cost him a fair amount of time.
Just think, if Tom hadn't had those couple of mistakes out of the second Lesmo, imagine, and if Ross hadn't have spun there, that could have been a three-way little honky-tonk for the win at the end.
I mean, yeah, like, Tom's just done a 30.6.
Yeah.
It's 1.5 quicker than Witchell is. So, yeah, it's going to be about 3 seconds by the end, roughly. Oh, Witchell! Oh!
That sounded bad.
It was on the power and he got on the grass. It was just on the power, and it was a tiny amount away from spinning.
I can't imagine Witchell will push too hard. We might see him lose a bit more time this lap, but very sensibly, you just got to bring
Tom's penalty.
That's all he's got to do. Tom's got a penalty.
Yeah.
Bottle job. You're still using overtake, no fair play.
Oh, blue flags within a second. And he's got over. Actually, they've both got a tiny bit of overtake left. There's a chance the blue flag gets a run here. Well, he's had a monster run for the exit of the second Lesmo, and he's within slip. It's all going to come down to this. Witchell is dropping time. However, it's going to be him if he gets around Parabolica. But it's the battle for the final podium position that is the interesting one, as Ross is leading us in P3 at the moment. However, blue flag is in the slip, using the overtake. He's got some overtake. I think he's going to use some in the last corner at Parabolica. Can he get a monster run through the final corner? He can't. No, he's not going to get it. It's Witchell takes P1, Tom takes P2. It's going to be Ross just from blue flag, taking the final podium place. Unsafe is going to take...
special mention for unsafe release.
Yeah,
what a drive.
It's a P5 from him, which is better than what he got in GT2 last night, so that tells you how good a driver is tonight. Captain Chubb's P6. Well takes a very respectable P7 as well. He's got fumes left. SBY P8. Good recovery drive from him.
SBY's probably had a bit of a roller coaster of an evening. Yeah. He's been round a few times.
Yeah, he's definitely
managed to get a P8. So I mean, he's definitely, and he's got the fastest lap of the race. He's definitely got the speed. He sometimes struggles to keep the car pointing in the right way. Does SBY?
Yeah. Lee P11 there as well. He's flying at the end. Lee 31.3 on the hards. I think it's another one of what could have been for Lee here, because I think he had much better pace than what P11 is. Too many spins for Lee. There we go. That could have been one of the best finishes we've had in a long time, I think. That could have been mega at the end.
But what we have to say is massive credit to Witchell.
God knows how he's done that.
That was a very impressive drive. I thought he'd maybe possibly have got that all round the wrong way, and obviously at the start he had a little bit of stuff to deal with and whatnot, you know. But yeah, cracking drive, really good drive. But
yeah, that was a mega drive. What could have been though, I think, for particularly Ross, if it wasn't for that spin, he was gaining rapidly. Tom as well over the second Lesmo. I think he'll have nightmares about that this evening, because that was the bane of his evening, unfortunately. Blue flag, another massive result for him, P4 after winning last night. Unsafe release as well. I say he did better tonight than he did last night, so he had an amazing evening. Captain Chubb's P6, he had a whirlwind race too as well. Well P7, and then SBY, fastest lap of the race, but unfortunately for him, there's a couple of spins. P9 for Graham as well, 30.8 for him, it's not bad as well. James in P10, then it's Lee and Pagani, so a very respectable drive that is from unsafe release blue flag as well, and Will from GT2, P4, P5 and P7. You gotta take that, definitely, as you were them. But there we go, that's Witchell, Tom and Ross as your podium in race 2. So that's all for week 2. I'm just going to double check because I have not even remembered do you know what next week is? Not even practice yet at all.
No.
Otherwise I'm just going to have a...
Oh no, I can't.
I'm going to have a quick look, 2 seconds. What week we are on? Week 3 is... Watkins Glen.
Nice.
Yeah, so it is going to be it's Formula. There's no Porsches next week. It is a Formula 1 style qualifying next week. Bottom 3 is eliminated in session 1. Each session is 5 minutes, softs only. And I say bottom 3 is eliminated in session 1. Bottom 3 is eliminated in session 2. And then the remaining cars, which will be at the very max, 8 cars, will be in the final session that will battle it out for pole position. So we have a 31 lap race next week, but with a Formula 1 style qualifying and before it. So no Porsches next week. That's what's happening in GT1 and GT2. So there we are. Massive well done though to tonight's winners. Thank you very much for joining me, Aaron. A bit late to know.
That's alright.
And I don't know who it'll be next week. I think I'm working next week, so we'll work out who it was going to be next week, Collie. But anyway, for the race, sorry. Thank you very much for joining us though. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you again next week.